I begin with 1 e4 and Komodo responds with 1 e5. After 2 knight f3 and 2 knight c6, we enter the Italian game, one of the oldest and most popular openings in chess. I develop my bishop to c4, eyeing the weak f7 square, while black develops naturally with knight f6. Instead of playing the sharp Ivan's gambit or the aggressive c3 and d4 setup, I choose the quieter move, d3, and he plays bishop c5. Both sides continue normal development. I castle only to ensure king safety, and it plays d6. I play bishop e3, then bishop takes e3, f takes e3, while black also castles. At first glance, doubling my pawns may look ugly, but there is an important upside. The f file becomes semi-open, which can later be useful for activating my rook. In chess, accepting a structural weakness is perfectly fine if you gain something in return. I continue with knight to c3, developing my last minor piece, while black expands on the queen side with a6. Then comes an important decision. I jump into d5 with my knight, placing it on an advanced outpost where it attacks several key squares. Black plays bishop to e6. With knight takes f6 check, I decide to exchange knights. Normally we shouldn't rush to trade active pieces, but I wanted to play a tricky move, knight to d4. Black plays queen to s6. Then I capture the bishop with knight, and allow black to recapture with the f pawn. Once again, black's pawn structure changes, and these doubled pawns could become target later in the game. I play queen to e2, then knight to a5 attacking my bishop, and bishop b3, knight takes b3, a takes b3, and rook at d8. And here I went for rook trade with rook takes f8 check, rook takes f8. Many players avoid exchanges because they think more pieces always mean more attacking chances. But if you understand the resulting position better than your opponent, simplifying can actually increase your advantage. I played g3, maybe to make king active in future. He tries pawn break on center with d5, then e takes d5, e takes d5, and with rook to f1, I offer rook trade here, which he accepted. Rook takes f1 check, king takes f1. After king takes f1, now we are entering an endgame. One of the biggest mistakes crop players make is forgetting that the king becomes an attacking piece in the endgame. From this point onward, my king isn't hiding anymore. It's ready to fight. He plays e4, then d takes e4, d takes e4, and now the critical moment begins. With queen to c4 check, instead of rushing forward, I first activate my queen with check. Whenever possible, forcing moves like checks help improve your position while limiting your opponent's option. He plays king to f8, and I took a pawn on e4 and rook at the e-bar bar. It is hating my move. Komodo grabs the s2 pawn. At first, this looks dangerous, but notice something important. While black is busy winning a pawn, my queen becomes much more active. I play queen to f4 check, then king to g8, and I took on c7, also defending my both pawns on c2 and g3. He plays s6, then queen to d8 check. And with sequence of checks like this, I trade the queens. Whenever queens leave the board, king activity becomes even more important. Watch what happens next. He plays king to f5. I continue with king to f3, then g4 check, king to e2, king to e4, b4, slightly better for me. And Komodo makes a big mistake here as it plays b5. And I play the best move b3. And now it's already plus 6.2. So no need to show the full line with explanation because there are millions of ways to win from here. And how I won is like this.